And welcome to Touchbase Thursday for May 27th as we all prepare for a long holiday weekend here with Memorial Day weekend upon us. I'm just going to give it a couple minutes for all of you to find me live here, and then we will get started here in just a couple of minutes. So if you are finding me, please comment, tell me hello, and let me know that you are live with me, and we will get started in just a couple of minutes. So I've got some really cute projects on deck tonight using the what's it called, Turtle and Friends bundle. So I hope that you guys are able to stay live with me to be able to watch them all. I think you're gonna like all the cards and things I've created. Hi to Shireen, and as you're coming on, please make sure you tell me hello, and we will get started here in just a couple of minutes. So I don't know about where you're at, but here in Michigan, it's a little dreary. Hi, Lori. It's kind of raining a little bit here, so it's kind of blah weather. But oh well, right? We take that with all of the, last week it was so hot and stuff, it felt like it was the middle of June. So I guess we get what we get, right? Hi to Claudia and Sonia and Carol. Hi, ladies. So, I have lots of things to share with you and lots of announcements and things like that. So I'm going to actually dive right in and get started. And if you have any questions as we are going on with the night, just please let me know. So a few things in the way of announcements that I have for you all first. So this is, I actually officially have a senior. So today was at the high school here in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. It was our seniors' last day of school, which then makes the juniors officially seniors. And so Natalie come home saying, Mom, I feel like really weird because I'm one of the oldest ones at our school now. And I'm like, ugh. So I'm in panic mode of going, all right, we have got to work on these scrapbook albums. Most of you know I started with scrapbooking and then started doing more paper crafting and classes and things like that. So I told her, yep, we have a year. We have 1 year to get caught up on all of her albums. It's doable, but we got our work cut out for us. So anyway, so that was one of the aha moments that I had as I'm driving her home from school today going, oh my gosh, this is senior year coming upon us. Anyway, we did have our dance recital this last weekend. It was a warm weekend, and they had it in this room on the third floor of like a furniture store. They have a great big like open, it was beautiful wood floor, but it was hot. Poor girls were hot up there, but they were able to have a dance recital, and you know, who thought it was going to be in the 80s here in Michigan in the middle of May. So, but it was beautiful, and I actually loved being able to watch them dance again after the year we've had with COVID and everything. So hi to Cindy. And then Cindy, I'm not working tomorrow either. I'm so excited. So anyway, I'm actually watching my granddaughter this weekend. So my son Matt and his wife Nicole are going away for the first time since they've had Chloe. She'll be almost 14 months. So the girls and I are on babysitting duty this weekend. So we have her Friday afternoon through Sunday afternoon, and then we'll have Monday to do our catch up. So we're really excited about having her here with us. And so that'll be fun to keep her overnight. But and so I took tomorrow off as well. I have a hair appointment because something has to be done with this hair. I need to get it trimmed and all that good stuff. But I love the idea of just being able to throw it up like this. So anyway, you guys are getting the real me today because this is how I am. Anyway, a couple other things that we have going on. So Claire had her concert this weekend. She's in the Fiddle Club, plays the cello. Most of you know that. And she is just loving playing her cello. And she's going to be going to a couple of specialized camps this summer. They're by invitation only. And so her professor who teaches her invited her to some pretty advanced camps. So one of them will be in Clarkston. It's called the Cello Haven High School Camp. So yes, I'm going to have another high schooler. I'll have a 9th grader next year. So hard to believe. But we're so excited. She's a little nervous about going to that because she'll be one of the younger girls or younger students, I should say, at that camp. But I told her if he didn't think she was ready, he would not have been inviting her. So we're really excited about that as well. So lots of opportunities. Natalie's going to a dance camp. So it's kind of nice that they're able to have their normal things start coming back for them, which makes me really, really happy. So hi to Nancy and to Karen and Lori. Oh my gosh, 106 in Eastern Ooh, boo, you can have that. You can have that, Diane. I don't want that. Woo, that would be too hot for me. I don't handle the heat well. That's why I'm always in my basement. It's nice and cool down here. But anyway, so that's what I have in the way of announcements. We had a really, really busy week. And I didn't get some time to design in my basement. So I'll be talking to you after we do the sharing and stuff. I'll talk to you a little bit about some upcoming classes that I have posted. You may have seen a couple of them already. And then I'm going to talk to you about one that I'm working on. I started it late this afternoon, and I'm going to hopefully finish it tomorrow afternoon after my hair appointment. So I'm really excited to share it with you guys and tell you what it is. So first of all, though, we've got some prizes to give away to people who shared my video last week. And as always, I really appreciate all of you sharing my video. So if you haven't shared, click the share, let people know about me, let your friends know about me as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I'm sure you all have a couple of friends that stamp, and I'd love to have them join me live and watch me as well. So my two prizes were the white crinkle ribbon, and then I had the simple elegant trim, and this is the trim that I used last week on those simply elegant cards. So the winner of the white crinkle ribbon, because this is ribbon that we all can use, is Courtney. I'm gonna hope I don't kill your last name. Is it Austin Darp, I think. So Courtney had mentioned right before I went live that she would not be able to join me live. She'd be watching on replay, and I kind of chuckled because I knew that she was already one of my winners. So congratulations to Courtney. And then the winner of the trim is Carol Grove. And Carol, I do believe you are watching. So congratulations to Carol. That will come in one of your next, I think I have a box that's getting ready to go out to you, actually. So that will come in your box with your classes and things like that. And then up for grabs this week for sharing, I have a package of the Artistry Blooms adhesive back sequins and a package of the pastel pearls. So those will be announced next week on our Facebook Live. Okay. So classes that I currently have going on that are open right now for registration. So I have my bingo. I have bingo, online bingo. That is June 16th. So I still have about maybe 5 or 6 openings in my online bingo. June 16th, 7 p.m. We're done usually by 8:15 or so. The make and takes are themed with the actually the Elegantly Said. I've made some beautiful cards using the Elegantly Said, so your make and takes are around that stamp set. And then I opened up just about a week ago 2 classes. One is, and this one I think got overlooked. I want to make sure that you guys know if you're part of my Facebook, so I have a page that you can like. Then I also have a group that you can ask to join. And Stampin' Up! Changed their notifications in our groups. So when you're on the group, there's 3 little dots on the top right-hand corner. If you click on them and go to your notifications, Stampin' Up! Changed a lot of people's notifications to just be highlights. So you're only getting a few of my posts. If you change that to all posts, you'll start seeing everything on a more regular basis. And so I think a lot of you may have been having some problems with that and not being able to see some of my things. But the 2 classes that I just opened up, one is Expressions in Ink, or Expressions of Ink, I think it's called. And they're beautiful cards. And I'm here to tell you that bundle right now is on back order. It was that popular. But I'm excited because I've already designed the cards. I've already got all of the product that is needed for the class. So if it's a class that you're interested in, let me know and I'll make sure you guys see the registration link. I'll also put it in the top description of my Facebook Live after I'm done. Usually I do that on Friday, I'll be honest with you. It's kind of tough for me to be able to do that the same night. Hi to Lisa and Patty and Kit. I see I have a few more people that have joined, and Terry. The other class that I have is the Hats Off class. Now, that Hats Off class, you can change those cards any way that you want. I kind of designed some geared towards juvenile kids. I have one that's actually geared towards like giving it to like a girlfriend with a pink hat. There's some that are for Father's Day, but you can change them to just be masculine birthday, retirement cards. So those are really, really fun. So I have those 2 cards, or those 2 classes already posted live for you to be able to register for them. And then I also have been talking a little bit about my September 17th and 18th retreat. I'm offering both a local retreat and an online retreat. So the online retreat, you'd get the make and takes, the goodie bag stuff. You would get all the little gifts that I'm going to give. I'm making 5 different gifts to give out throughout the event. And then I also have optional classes. I have a Christmas card class. It'll be a card class using new product from the new catalog. And I'm here to tell you that I got to see the new catalog because even though I didn't go on the Stampin' Up! Incentive trip, they emailed me a copy of the catalog. And so I've been able to see that amazing catalog. And I also already got my gifts that I would have gotten if I'd have been on the trip. Those showed up yesterday. And so I received a couple packs of paper. I received a couple stamp sets, some dies. So really awesome stuff. So the card class will be with product from that new catalog, the new holiday catalog. And then I'm also doing a class that's going to be using Sweet as a Peach. My whole theme for the event is Sweet as a Peach. So all the prizes are peach related, or all the little gifts and things are peach related. And then my final class is like a floral birthday all occasion type card class. And the event that I'm doing, all the proceeds go to our local facility here. It's called the St. Henry Center. And it is a center that we are able to rent here local to the Mount Pleasant Rosebush area. And they have been so amazing to let me use their event use their space for different events that I've had, to be able to keep things COVID friendly and to be able to provide different day events and things like that. And there's always upkeep to the building that needs to be done. And they don't, a lot of what they rent the space for is used, to keep paying their bills for the space. So I wanted to do something as a fundraiser to give back to them, because they have been amazing for me to be able to keep doing team meetings and things safely for all of my local customers and my local team. So I decided that I needed to do that and give back to them. And so I'm really excited about that. One of the greatest things that I love doing with my business is doing fundraisers and giving back. And I've always had the most generous team and customers when it comes to that. And so I want to just thank you all, because I feel that, it takes a village to make it all come together and work. And so I'm so stoked that I'm able to do that and to be able to give back to my local community in a way, by doing something that I love, like Stampin' Up! So anyway, if you're not local and you're interested in the event, it's $45 for the online retreat, and then the optional classes are additional. And then to come to the actual event, it's Friday night, all day Saturday, is $65. And then I also have those optional classes that you can take there as well. Okay, so that is what I have in the way of announcements. And so, Sharina, I cannot wait for you guys to see the catalog as well. It's pretty awesome. So, I was so excited that we got that emailed out to us last week. I always love to have that in my hand, and I would have had it in my hand if I'd gone on the incentive trip, but I'm still glad that I got to see everything, and I'm glad I got my gifts and all that awesome stuff. So it was pretty cool. So, okay, the class that I wanted to talk to you about before I get started with my presentation tonight, I am creating, I've never ever done this before, but I am creating a class, and it is a recipe book. So I am using our Stampin' Up! 6x8 album and the Variety Pack page pockets, or the pocket page protectors. And I'm using the Sweet as a Peach designer series paper. And I'm using I think it's called the What's Cooking stamp set dies, and the stamp set and the dies. And I'm creating a cookbook, or a recipe book. It's going to be blank for you to put your own recipes in. But one of the best gifts that my mom ever gave me when I left and moved out was she gave me a cookbook with all of her favorite recipes, or all of the favorite recipes that we had as kids, that we grew up on as a family. And so I have referred to that recipe book on a very regular basis to make like meatloaf and banana bread and all the favorite things that I grew up having, all my comfort food, right? Comfort from home food. And so when I saw the What's Cooking bundle, I knew right away that I wanted to make and do a cookbook that I thought would be great, like for bridal showers, or for you to give to your kids with your favorite recipes in it. So the recipe cards are cards that I bought. I'm not making the recipe cards. They're actual recipe cards. I'm just decorating it up with the page protectors and the paper and making it all kind of cutesy. And we'll decorate the cover and all that good stuff. But I thought, how fun would it be for to have a class of something that I've valued, that my mom gave me years ago. So I'll be hopefully posting pictures of some of the pages and things, but it's also, like I said, a great gift like for a bridal shower, to give, even to like your grandchildren or anybody like that. So I'm really excited about it. I started it today when I got home from work. And so I started it. I've worked on it about 2 hours, and I'm hopeful to be able to look at it, or finish it, I should say, tomorrow afternoon. So I have the day off tomorrow. I have a hair appointment in the morning, and then I'm going to go right back to that recipe book. I'm so excited. I wanted to work on it tonight, but I know I'll be too tired to do that. So anyway, that is what I am working on, and I cannot wait for you guys to see it. And I hope some of you are excited about it as I am. I always try to look for new and different ideas of what I can do and offer with my paper crafting classes that I do, in addition to cards and samplers and scrapbook pages and all that. And I thought this was a really perfect one to do. So anyway, it should be pretty awesome. So with that, all of you know that I gave you the option tonight as to what you wanted me to showcase. So I had projects ready for both of them. I offered you the hats off bundle, and I also offered the turtle bundle. And I knew you guys were probably going to pick the turtle bundle first. So I quickly rushed through and got through a few more cards and things to share with you. But I love this one. I'm also going to share with you a technique. Now, this technique that I'm going to share with you, I didn't actually make a card using it because I thought of it kind of last minute, and I actually saw it as an idea on our Facebook page that as demonstrators we have access to. So I thought I would share it with you because it's kind of cool and kind of fun what you can do with this as well. So with that, I'm going to transition my camera down, and we are going to have some fun with turtles. We're going to be working with the Turtle Friends bundle, and I love this bundle. So I hope you love it as well. It's a really reasonable price, and it's only like $30.50. You get the stamp set and the punch. And so I really hope that you think about adding it to your collection. So with that, I'm going to transition down, and let's have some Stampin' fun. Okay, first of all, I got to plug that speaker that I don't need anymore. You're going to get a little sneak peek at some of my cards and my projects, and then we will get making them together. Hopefully I have everything here, because sometimes after I am working on things, I take them away and then I forget to put them back. So hopefully we have everything for these. So here's your little sneak peek. Let me move my computer over so that I can see your guys' comments. Here's my little sneak peek at all the awesome things that we're going to make. And the first one that I want to start with is actually this cute little note box holder. So I really love these little boxes. So this little box is one of the acetate boxes. I think they're 3.5 by 3.5 boxes, and you fold them up, and they're great little gifts. So some of you may have even gotten these in the mail from me before, because I use these a lot as little thank you gifts when people put in orders and things like that. I will send out usually a card, or sometimes little note cards and things like that. And so I like to have these on hand. So I designed these with the turtle. So I'll show you that here in just a bit. But this is the bundle that I'm going to be showcasing. So it is the Turtle and Friends. It is a stamp set and coordinating punch. Now, I did not create any cards using the little punched out for the eyes, because I just would lose them too fast. But you can actually punch this turtle out in green with no stamping if you wanted to, and then you can put the eyes on. So for instance, you could have this bigger circle be a black circle, and then the little one right here be a white, to be able to layer the eyes. So some people were wondering what the two little circles were there for. They were for the eyes, but again, I did not use it that way. I found it a lot nicer and easier for me to do the stamping and then punch out the turtle to coordinate and add to my image. Again, I like, most of you know I like the depth and I like the layering, and so that's kind of what I did. So the first thing I'm going to share with you is this awesome little box right here. So this literally took me all of like 10 minutes to make. And so if you're looking for cute little gifts to give someone, end of year teacher gifts, things like that, these come in handy. So we also sell the little 3x3 note cards. So again, perfect, right? And how cute is that if you wanted to just give like a little note card and a gift? It's time to celebrate, like for graduation, because you have graduation open houses coming up and all kinds of stuff. Now, these acetate boxes, you have to just fold up when you purchase them. They're in our annual catalog. And I wrapped some of the, just the basic gray, or this is I think it's the gray granite ribbon around it, and then these just fit in here. But I want to show you how easy it is to assemble these these cards. So let me bring over my stuff. So this is how the box comes, okay? And you get, I think, 10 of these for like $6. So not very expensive at all. And all you're gonna do is fold in on all of these little score lines, okay? It's really simple to put this box together, but you just gotta fold on all of these little score lines that they already have. And the hardest part is getting some of these, and I find it's just easier to kind of pinch them together. But this folds up really, really simple. And then you can also put like a little piece of candy in here if you wanted to. I was trying to find online some little turtle candy, the actual like turtle chocolate candies, and all I could find it was in a bag. And I'm like, oh, it's too hot to get that here on time because it'll melt, so I didn't ship it. But how cute would it be to do like little turtle candies in here and decorate it up? So that's the little box that I used. And then I cut, and I use 12 by 12 Whisper white paper when I do my note cards because I'm able to get you know, that I can cut it, it's down the middle at 6 and then at 3, and I use up all my Whisper white. I don't have any scraps of left over. So these are 3 by 6, and then I scored them at 3. And again, you're gonna see how quick these are to put together. So I have all of these already scored. And then I used some of our designer series paper from the Neutrals pack. And so these are the colors that I chose to use. I used the Night of Navy. I used the Mossy Meadow, Mary Merlot, and then finally the Early Espresso. And then I paired it with a piece of the crumb cake behind it. Thanks, Mary. Glad you like this. So these are 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 so that it will layer. I'm going to actually move these 3 out of the way, and I'm just going to focus on making one of them because you kind of can follow the pattern doing the rest all the same. So I just put on here one of the, I just put my new seal refill in here, so it's giving me grief until it gets started. There we go. So this just is going to go on the outside here. And then I cut my designer series paper. I'm going to pick the Night of Navy one because I just like that one a lot. That's what's on front. And this is then cut 2 1/2 by 2 1/2. So again, they're all just 1/4 of an inch different. And then I used, now if you have circle punches, I know Stampin' Up! Got rid of the circle punches. These sizes are also available in our layering circles, but for ease of making it fast, I used the 2 1/4 inch and the 2 inch circle punch. And what I did is I actually embossed, so I cut this out, this is the 2 1/4, this is the 2 inch, and then I ran it through the embossing folder. This is one of our new embossing folders. Oh, I have it here. Oh, I gotta reach it. I have it way over in the corner. This is one of our new mini embossing folders, and it looks like it's kind of like squares, and I just kind of liked the texture behind that. So this is one of this one is in our annual catalog. I don't remember the name off the top of my head, so I'm really sorry about that. But you can use any embossing folders that you have. I layered those 2 together. That then got adhered with some dimensionals. So let me open up a new pack of dimensionals. I had to run and get pack of those right before I went live because I used up my other ones today. So wow, a new sheet. Usually I'm always using like the little leftovers and things, so it's different for me to use a brand new sheet of dimensionals. And then I'm going to show you how easy it is to make this turtle. Okay, so I have a scrap of the, I use the for this I use the old olive cardstock, and I used my black Memento ink. So I have my turtle here already on a block, and I'm just going to stamp this in the black ink onto the scrap here. And then what I did is I used the one, so there's a stamp that goes right in the hump, right in the shell, I should say, of the turtle that says it's time to celebrate. Thank you, Kay. Checks and Dots is the name of that embossing folder. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And this is just going to go right in the shell of the turtle. Look at that. So it's not dry yet. I don't know why, but I want it to dry. So I'm going to stamp one more while that one's drying. I think I re-inked my black ink pad, and so it's a little too inky on the bottom. So let me just stamp another one that won't be quite as gunky. There we go. And I'm going to stamp that back of that shell again. This is so cute. So, so cute. Now, anyone who puts in an online order tonight through, I'm gonna do it through Monday this time because it's the holiday weekend and I know we're all gonna be busy. You will receive this cute little box in the mail from me with these little note cards already made up as my little gift. And then you'll also receive 3 of the other cards that I'm going to be showing you tonight as well. So you'll have lots of turtle stuff that you can then duplicate. You can see how awesome this is to line this up. No issues whatsoever. You're just going to line up that little turtle and you're just going to punch them out. So simple. Okay, and from there, I'm going to adhere that down to my, here it is, down to my card. Now I also use dimensionals on the back of him. Again, this bundle is a really good deal. I mean, like seriously, it's only $30.50 for the stamp set and the coordinating punch. And you can do so many things with it. Time to celebrate could also be like retirement, all kinds of stuff. From there, I topped off the cards with some of the little black matte dots. I didn't bring any of those to my stamp table, but you could either use them or you wouldn't have to use them if you didn't want to. But let me show you all the different colors that I made. So I made it using the Night of Navy. Look at that pretty checked pattern. So this designer series paper is available in all of our color families. So you can get it in the in color, you can get it in both of the in colors collections, you can get it in neutrals, brights, regals, subtles. Again, I chose to use the, I really like the green one with the green too. I chose to use the subtles or the neutrals on these. So here you can kind of see all of the cards. Let me put them out here again so you can see them all. And again, oh, so I made 5 of them. I thought I only made 4 of them. Look at that. And so again, they all fit nice and neat and tidy inside this adorable little box. And it takes you literally 10 minutes to whip some of these together. And like I said, I do these a lot when I give out different, you know, when people buy my classes or things, they get cards in the mail. And sometimes I surprise them with little gifts like this because why not? Who wouldn't love to get something like that in the mail? So again, they're cards that you could either use or give as a gift. And so I really like that as an option. But yeah, isn't that adorable? So simple. There it goes. So simple and so cute and easy to do. So that is the first project, my little 3D project that I wanted to share with you first. The next thing I'm going to share with you before we get into making a few cards is I wanted to show you a technique of paper piecing and how you could, a neat way in which you can also use some designer series paper scraps. So let me find a piece of my Whisper White scrap here. I'm actually going to use, I think Natalie may have forgotten to get me one when I asked her to before she went upstairs. So I'm going to actually use one of my little note cards here, okay? I'm just going to show you something really, really fun and cute. So let's say we wanted to stamp onto a turtle onto something, or you wanted to even, we're going to punch it out to be able to put it onto, make sure that my black does not make a mess. So I'm just going to go ahead, I'm going to stamp my turtle on here, okay? So you could actually stamp directly onto your project, or you could stamp and punch it out and then put it on with dimensionals. Again, depending on which way you'd like to do that. Okay, I'm now going to bring in a piece of scrap of a designer series paper. Now you can use any designer series paper that you would like to use, but I am choosing to use this awesome one right here. So from there, I am going to stamp the turtle again directly onto this piece of scrap. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to cut out that turtle. Now you could also have used like a green cardstock on here if you wanted to. Actually, I might actually just do that. Let me bring this scrap back in. Bear with me, guys. This will even look better. So see, you have lots of different options and things that you can do here. So I'm going to stamp the turtle on there like that. And then I'm going to cut out the shell of this turtle. Now it's important when you're cutting and doing what they call paper piecing that you cut below the stamped line. So you can see I'm leaving the black stamped line on here because I want that to be able to be visible. And you'll see what I mean here in just a couple of minutes. So I'm just going to cut around the shell. I don't want the rest of the, turtle. Just the shell. Here we go. We're almost there. I'm going to cut off his tail. Ouch, sorry. And then what you do is you put the shell onto the turtle. So let me actually punch out the turtle here. Again, it lines up so awesome. Okay, and then what you can do is you can then adhere your turtle shell onto your turtle here, and you created, so see why it's important to cut around. You want that black stamped image to be on there, but there you've created a turtle with a colorful shell. And this was an idea, again, I can't take credit for this. I mean, I know the technique of paper pierce or paper piecing, but this was actually posted on the Demonstrator Planning Place, which is a website that demonstrators have, and I was able to, I think it was Susan Campfield that did this, and I thought, oh my gosh, I got to showcase that because that is so cool, and a technique that I've kind of forgotten about, but it's a neat way. I know I've done it in the past with my Beautiful Moment stamp set, the girls, where I cut out their dresses and things, so it's a neat way to kind of incorporate and add more texture to what you do with the stamp set and stuff. So I just wanted to share that with you since I saw it come through the Facebook group that I'm part of today, and I thought, oh, how timely with me talking to you guys about my turtles. Okay, so the first card I'm going to share with you tonight is probably one of my favorites, and I just love the green on green. So it's this one right here. So let me find my card stuff for that one. So I got to tell you a funny story. So most of you know that my friend Jen does all of my cutting, and Wednesday nights, the last Wednesday of the month, she comes over usually, and we send out all of the kits. So those of you that are part of my clubs, you know that you usually get your kits the end of the month. So like normal, Jen planned to come over last night and work with me to get kits in the mail. And so long story short, I said, okay, well, I've got to get set up for my Facebook Live. I always like to do that the night before because I don't want to have to be stressed out about it. And I'm telling you, it would have bit me right in the you-know-what if I'd have waited. So usually she has my projects cut for me. And so I said to her, do you have those turtle cards cut? And she looks at me and goes, no. And I said, what do you mean no? And she says, no, I didn't think you needed them for anything right away. And I went, crap. So I had to quickly cut and prep the cards last night because they weren't done. And I was laughing so hard at myself because I'm just so used to thinking, oh, well, you know, but I think I was planning to do the hats and I switched it to the turtles, and so they weren't cut. So anyway, it worked just fine. I got everything cut and ready, but that was the big joke last night. Well, I got to work on turtles, so you're gonna have to do the mailing yourself. And we were laughing back and forth. I need to run real quick and get one of my chamois because it's at the table where I'm working on that recipe book. So bear with me here. Okay, sorry about that. The joy of having many tables in the basement is that I can walk away from one and leave it a mess. So anyway, I need to clean off my turtle from that black ink because we are going to use, I really liked how pretty it was stamping the turtle stuff. I used, this is the soft succulent cardstock, and I'm using the Evening Evergreen ink, and I love how this one turned out together. So I'm going to stamp the turtle, and then this time I'm using the shell. So here I have the actual shell with like the design in it. So I'm just going to ink that up good, and that is going to get stamped down right here in that open spot. Look at how pretty that is. And then again, it just punches right out. So I found that I liked to do this and then punch them out more than just stamping directly onto it, because then I can add that depth that I like with my dimensionals. And I just liked how it kind of all came together nicely for me. So for this one, I used the soft succulent card base. And then I cut a layer of the Evening Evergreen at 5 1/4 by 4. And then I have a piece of Whisper White that's cut 5 by 3 3/4. And I used I tinted the wrong embossing folder when I prepped this last night. I chose my go-to lately. My go-to lately has been the Forever, or the Ornate Floral. And what I used on this one, I don't even remember, but I'm thinking, okay, it's an embossing folder, so it still works out perfect. Hi, Kay, and welcome. I am so glad to have you here. So anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and adhere these 2 layers together, and then I incorporated in some of that evening evergreen ribbon. Now I really like this evening evergreen ribbon. This ribbon is probably one of my favorite ribbons in the catalog, and I even, believe it or not, like the evening evergreen one better than pink. Those of you who know that I like pink are probably thinking, oh my gosh, is she crazy? But I really do. I think the evening evergreen on this one is just gorgeous and just stunning. So what I did is I also adhered these 2 together. Now I used, the paper that I used is the pansy paper. This is the pansy punch paper, and you can either, you know, I could also have used this side if I wanted the leaves, but I kind of like the gingham. I'm with you on that, Philomena. I really like the gingham, so I used, instead of using a lot of the pansy sides, I used the gingham sides, and then this I put onto my card using some dimensionals. So I'm just going to put a dimensional here in the 4 corners like this. And then I'm going to add that ribbon. I forgot that I did this first. So I'm just going to add this to the center. Again, I love layers. To me, layers just make it all come together. Cutting my ribbon just wide enough to go around that. I need to bring in my glue dots, and I'm hoping that my new glue dots are not backwards, but I'm going to guess they are. Of course they are. So I don't know if any of you have been having backwards glue dots, but if you've got backwards glue dots and you've ordered them from me, let me know and I can have Stampin' Up! Replace them. I've been just using them and dealing with it because I don't want to be wasteful and making them work, but I know that sometimes it can be frustrating to have outside of our normal of what we're used to. So I'm just going to wrap the ribbon around there, and now we're good to go ahead and secure this down to our card base. And then I'm going to cut just a little piece of this ribbon at an angle. And I'm going to tie it underneath here. And I'm going to bring it around and tie it underneath here like that. Okay, and then you guys know my routine. We're just going to cut them at a little bit of an angle, cut this one a little bit more straight so it kind of looks uniform. There we go. Isn't that gorgeous? I agree, Kit. I absolutely love this ribbon. I then cut out in advance a couple of the layering circles, one scallopy, one white one, and I'm just going to adhere those 2 together. And then I put this down with dimensionals onto my card. So we're just going to go like that. And then I'm going to put them on there. Yeah, I'm a huge layering person. I think that, you know, when people say, oh, your cards are so pretty, what do you do? I mean, for me, it's layers. Layer, layer, layer. The more layers, the better. And they all coordinate, and that's what makes it all come together so nicely. So then my turtle goes on with dimensionals as well. Put one on the head and one on the body there. And that's going to go on there like that. And then I cut a piece of 3/4 inch white, and then we're going to stamp the happy birthday on here. And I think that here's my happy birthday, and I'm going to use the evening evergreen to stamp it on. And then from there, let me close up my ink. I have learned that a long time ago to close up my inks when I'm done, because otherwise, guess what? I drop my projects and my inks, and then I'm mad at myself. And then I'm just going to cut a little banner in this one. So just to cut a little banner. And then I'm going to put that on with a couple of dimensionals as well. And I got to move all this junk out of the way. I hate all those dimensional backings in my way. Okay, so then we're just going to go ahead and put this on up here at the top. Ta-da! There is a beautiful card using that. And you can see I've got one more cut and ready. I'm waiting for some of you to order this awesome bundle so that I can send you these cards. Now, if you decide to put in an online order, if you go to my website at kimsbasementbunch.com, There is a host code listed right there. And I'll also put a link right in the description of my Facebook Live for you to be able to order. $30 minimum order from now through Sunday night. You will receive, again, you'll receive this little box that I've already showcased with all of those little note cards in there. So there's 5 note cards. So you get 5 instead of 4. And they'll already be done. You'll have to fold your own box, but I send all of my projects already completed. And then you'll get 3 of the cards I'm going to be showcasing tonight. Now I got 5 different cards. I'm not sure I'll have time to go through all 5 because most of you know I like to only keep you for about an hour. So I am going to make sure though that you see all of them because it's such a fun little project and fun cards to do. So that is my first card. Okay, my next card I'm going to share with you. And this one was just for you, Carol Grove, because Carol is my purple person. So we're going to showcase this one right here. Again, I used the same paper, but this time I used the gingham paper. And for this one, I did stamp directly on. Again, trying to showcase this bundle in different ways. So the first card, I stamped it, punched it out. This one, I just stamped it directly on. So for this card, I used Whisper White for my card base. And then I have a piece of the fresh freesia that is cut 5 1/4 by 4, followed by a piece of pear pizzazz that is cut 5 by 3 3/4. And I ran this through that same embossing folder, and so it's the same one. I think it kind of looked nice with the shell of the turtle. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere these 2 together. The only ribbon I incorporated at the very top was the little bow using that same ribbon. So I'm just going to adhere this together, and then this is going to get, thank you, Kay. I'm glad you like my project so far. So this is going to get adhered down to that. And then I cut a little piece of the gingham. Now again, you could also, if you wanted to incorporate flowers, you could use the backside. But I cut a piece of 2 by 4, and this I'm just going to cut up and go from the corner in to create my little angle banner piece. And then this is going to get adhered down to my card right about here. And I put it all the way up level with the pear pizzazz. And then I have 2 pieces here that are cut. One is cut 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, and one is 2 1/2 by 2 1/2. And they're going to layer on here together nicely. Now I'm going to do some stamping on here first. So I'm going to bring in my basic black. I need to also clean my turtle again. So let me clean off Mr. Turtle because he's got the green ink on it right now. And I am going to ink it up in black and go right on here like that. Okay, and then I used for the shell, I used Old Olive ink. I need to also clean my shell because I don't want to get Evening Evergreen ink into that. Okay, and then I'm going to ink up my shell using my Old Olive, and we are going to stamp that directly in there. Voila! It'll dry a little bit lighter. I may have actually used Pear Pizzazz, but I don't have my Pear Pizzazz ink here, so we're using Old Olive. After I stamped it, I'm like, I think I used the wrong color. But it's okay. It'll be close. And then I incorporated in some of the little hearts. Now the little hearts are also part of the stamp set. So here's some of the details in the stamp set. You can incorporate the little hearts. You can incorporate a little bow tie. So a little hat for a birthday. I found myself gravitating to the hearts a lot. And again, I know I've showcased this a couple times on my Facebook Lives, but I want to make sure that you guys know that Stampin' Up! Changed how they print their inserts now. So all of the stamps, the inserts on your cases have the stamped images printed on the back. Let me see if I can get this. See how it's printed on the back? So I've been just storing my my stamps directly on there. I've kept my little acetate sheets. They're inside of this one in case they don't stick or I want to go back to the old way. But I kind of like how they're just right on there like that. Okay, so let me take off this little shell and put my little hearts on this one. And so I'm just going to stamp my little hearts up here at the top and down here at the bottom. And welcome, Rhonda. Hello. Nice to have you. Oh, I did use the hat. So I need to get the hat out too. I did make it a birthday card. Huh, fancy that. Forgot that I did that. So I designed these cards, I want to say it was most of them last weekend. And then when I asked you guys on my Facebook group, so again, if you're not part of my Facebook group, make sure you also like my Facebook page. I go live here on my page, but I have I call it my VIP Facebook group, where I do a lot of my posting of different classes and events and things that you can get involved in. So make sure that you also search for that group. I'll also add that link in the description of my video as well. So I'm going to try to get this right on his head. It's kind of hard when I'm sitting down, and I want to make sure you guys can see it. Not bad. There we go. Okay. I'm a habit of having to pull it closer to me, and with my camera being where it's at, I had to do it a little bit further away. I then colored the hat using the Fresh Freesia blends, and I just went every other color, light and dark. So this is going to be a light one, and then this one will be a light one. And then this one is going to be my dark here in the middle. This one, it just adds a little bit of different variation to it. And then I used my Evening Evergreen marker to color the little tassel of the hat. I may have used the wrong green on my sample now that I think about it, but I meant to use the Evening Evergreen. And then from there, we can now put it all together. So from there, we're going to, and this would be great for like a grandchild birthday or, you know, I don't know. I just love it. I think it's so cute. And then we're going to put that on with some dimensionals on the 4 corners here. Whoops. Let me bring my sample back in. I love this turtle. I didn't think I was going to like it. I'm not really big on the whole turtle thing, and I'm like, well. But I found myself absolutely loving this turtle. So cute and easy to design with. And I love the greeting on here. You are turtly loved, like thoroughly loved. Huh, get it? So cute. And so I am going to stamp that here as well. I think I have that one on a block. Maybe not. Yep, there it is. I thought that Natalie put them all on blocks for me. Natalie's usually the one down here helping me get started when I go live. And as she was getting me live, I'm like, oh my gosh, none of these are on blocks. So she was putting them all on blocks while I was starting my live with all of you. All right, so there I just kind of cut that off. Again, this is just a 1/2 inch piece of cardstock. And then we're going to put a couple dimensionals here on the ends. And then, whoops, that's going to go on here like this, down here on the bottom. You are turtly loved. I love that one. And then I just tied a bow with this ribbon. Oops. Dimensional backings are flying everywhere. And so you can make your bow as big or as little as you want, depending on how you want it to look. This ribbon likes to, it's a little bit, lots of silkiness going on, so it's a little bit, I wouldn't say harder to use, but I just have to kind of play with it a little bit more. And again, I'm just going to make this one quite small. Okay, and then I'm just going to trim off my ends. And I'm going to adhere that up there with some glue dots to my card like that. So that one's a little bit bigger, and I need to add a couple more glue dots onto it to make sure that it sticks down really, really good. But you get the gist of it. Love it. Okay, so there you have that one. Carol, you make case away. I have no problem with you guys using any of it. I always say it's the biggest compliment anybody can give me is when you duplicate my cards or you buy my card classes, because that means you like what I do, and that's that I'm doing my job as a demonstrator. So anyway, I hope you guys like that card. So cute and simple and just so easy to do. Now you could have also used other colors of ribbon on it if you wanted to, but I just chose to use that one. Okay, so I have enough time to show you guys one more card. Oh my goodness. So I always have more things than I have time to show you, and I struggle with that. But I'm going with this one right here. Again, I love the color scheme of this one. I think it is So it's just, I don't know. I love the two colors of green. I love the yellow. So that's why I chose this one. So, you know, Kay, I'm glad I could help you with that. That's the problem I have too. I always think I can live without something until I see it created or something created with it. And then I'm like, okay, now I got to have that one. So anyway, that's just how it rolls, right? So for this one, I used the old olive cardstock. And then again, I used the evening evergreen. And this is, I used the exact same embossing folder. You can see I fell in love with that embossing folder. This is cut 5 1/4 by 4. And then I have a piece of the old olive that is cut 4 1/4 by 3 1/4, followed by a piece of the, again, it's from the same paper pack, but I used the yellow, and this is cut 4 by 3. So I'm just going to start putting some of this stuff together onto my card. Again, the ribbon's at the very top with a bow, so I don't have to worry about adhering any ribbon in between any of this. So it makes this card really quick and simple and easy to kind of assemble. So I'm just going to put this on there like that. Again, that went on with some dimensionals in all of the 4 corners. So I'm just going to put dimensionals on there like that. And this went down in the center. But aren't those that color combination just kind of a nice pop? I really like it. And then I did, using the layering ovals again, or layering circles, sorry. This one I did add that same texture to from our very first project, the little note card project. So I did run that through. What I did is I cut it out with the layering oval or layering circles, and then I ran it through the embossing with the embossing folder to get that kind of texture look. That's going to go down with dimensionals onto my card. And then I'm going to put that up here near the top. Thank you, Philomena. I'm glad that you really like my cards. I have so much fun with these. I really do. So I'm going to use the evening evergreen again, and I need to clean off my stamp. If I can find, there it is. When you're live doing videos like this, your stuff just gets put everywhere. So even when you have it in one spot and you think that's where it is, you go to find it and guess what? It's not there. So I'm just going to go ahead and stamp this down using that green. And I need to also clean off this one. So I use the same, the little, it's time to celebrate again. So fun to say that. It's time to celebrate. And that's going to go in its back or in its shell. And we're going to punch it out. Again, super duper simple, super duper cute. And then that's going to go on with some dimensionals to my card. So we're going to put one in the back, one on the head, and adhere that down to the middle. Like that. I have a 1/2 inch piece of Whisper White cardstock. I'm going to stamp the happy birthday. I've already used the green, so I can keep it the green. And then I'm just going to cut that off. Like that, and a couple more dimensionals. So you can tell I go through tons of dimensionals. That's what I've gone through just tonight. And how many cards and projects have I only made? I am a dimensional hog. I love the layering. I love the depth of it. So anyway, and then I finished this card off with a bow the exact same way that I did the previous card. So I'm just, again, using the evening evergreen and tying a bow, maybe, if I can get my fingers to cooperate with me here. And that will get adhered down to the top. Thank you, Sonia. I'm glad you like the cards. I have 2 more to show you. I'm not going to probably actually do them on my Facebook Live because it's going to be close to our 8 o'clock time that I usually, well, I got that one twisted kind of funky, but you get the idea. So I will top that card off with a bow on the top. So I have 2 more cards that I'm going to share with you or show you for ideas of things that you can do with this bundle. And again, I always have more than I have time to show, but that's okay. The next one I would have shown you was this one right here. And this one I used I wanted to show you how pretty it is to actually create a card where you color in, or you use a different color than the traditional green on the shell of the card, using the same little hearts there. And here I brought in, so I did use the Friends Forever, and you have, like, you know, the two little cute little turtles. So I didn't really show you guys much with the little turtles. Let me show you that on the stamp set, because my last card does actually showcase the little turtles. So you have these little turtles right here where one can face each other, and then you have the little humps as well. They're the little shells to put inside for their shell. And so that is what I did on this little one right here for the Friends Forever. But the last card is the one where I really think it's cute on what I did with the little turtles. So I put, this could be a great anniversary card for you, like to give to a spouse, or you know, or just to give to like a granddaughter for Christmas or birthday or something like that. But this is the one where I used this die is from the Coloring Contour dies, and then I just cut a piece of the shaded spruce to go behind it, and added the little stamping on it, and added the little grass is also part of the stamp set. So I just kind of stamped a little image there. Have, you know, one I did, I used the, stamped them both in black, and then one I used the Granny Apple Green to color, and one I used the soft sea foam to color, and then I made the darker shell using the Evening Evergreen. So just got kind of inventive there with my different colors of green. So isn't that adorable? So yeah, I really hope that you consider adding the Turtle Friends bundle to your collection. Again, it's only $30.50. And if you place a minimum order with me, go to kimsbasementbunch.com. That will also be in the description of the video. From now till Monday night, I'm extending it through Monday night because of the holiday weekend. You will receive 3 of these cards in the mail. And in addition, you will also receive the cute little note card box that I showcased for you guys at the very beginning of my presentation tonight. So thanks again. I hope you really enjoyed this. I had a lot of fun designing these projects for you. And I look forward to seeing you guys all back here next week. Now, next week, I will definitely be showcasing for you the Hats Off bundle. So I want those of you that voted and didn't get to see it tonight, don't fear, I'm still going to do it. I just chose to do the turtle first since it won by popular vote. And again, I look forward to seeing you guys all back here next week. Have a wonderful holiday weekend. Enjoy time with your family, friends. Be safe, and we'll see you all soon. Bye, everyone.